The world was stunned when news broke that Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the young revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso, issued a 72-hour ultimatum that directly stopped a powerful push, allegedly linked to none other than former U.S. President Donald Trump, for Africa's gold. The headlines are dramatic, but the truth behind the story is even more shocking. What secret was exposed, and why does Africa's gold keep drawing the eyes of the world's most powerful figures? Let's break it down. For decades, Africa's natural resources, its oil, uranium, diamonds, and especially gold, have been the foundation of global wealth. The world's biggest economies run on Africa's treasures, often taken at almost no cost, while African nations are left in poverty. Burkina Faso is one of those countries, sitting on massive gold reserves, yet struggling with underdevelopment. Enter Ibrahim Traoré. Since taking power in 2022, he has made one thing clear: Africa's wealth belongs to Africans. And when word spread of new agreements and pressures coming from the West designed to secure access to gold mines across Burkina Faso and neighboring states, Traoré acted quickly. Sources suggest that a deal was being pushed forward involving American interests with connections to Donald Trump's business allies. The plan? Secure long-term access to African gold mines under the cover of economic investment. In reality, it meant Africa's gold would continue flowing out while its people saw little benefit. But Traoré wasn't having it. He gave a bold 72-hour ultimatum. All foreign companies with questionable contracts and unverified shipments had to halt operations and provide full transparency. Any attempt to remove gold from Burkina Faso without state approval would be considered theft and punished as such. This move shocked international observers. For decades, African leaders have quietly allowed such deals, either out of fear, dependency, or corruption. But here was a 36-year-old soldier telling some of the most powerful economic players in the world, "You will not take our gold." So what was the secret that came to light? Reports suggest that intelligence gathered by Burkina Faso's new alliances, particularly with Mali and Niger, uncovered evidence of massive illegal gold transfers. Convoys of trucks carrying unregistered gold shipments were moving through borders, often disguised as ordinary cargo. The scale of this operation pointed to a network involving foreign companies, corrupt officials, and possibly even links to former Western leaders. When Traoré exposed this system, he wasn't just protecting Burkina Faso's wealth, he was calling out an international scheme that has existed for decades. The 72-hour deadline forced these players into the spotlight, leaving them scrambling.
Now, why does this matter so much? Because gold isn't just a shiny metal, it is power. Gold reserves back national currencies, strengthen economies, and provide leverage in global politics. By controlling its gold, Africa can control its future. But if outsiders take it, Africa remains dependent, poor, and weak. And this is where Trump's name comes into the story. Trump, even after leaving office, has strong ties to global business networks, especially in mining and construction. African gold is a prize too valuable for any global power to ignore. Whether directly or indirectly, his circle of influence was reportedly pushing deals that favored foreign ownership over African control. Traoré's bold stance stopped that in its tracks. For the first time, a young African leader openly challenged not just France, the former colonial power, but even American-linked interests. The message was clear: Africa will no longer be robbed. The reactions were telling. Western media called the ultimatum reckless and dangerous. Analysts predicted economic fallout. But inside Africa, people celebrated. Social media exploded with praise, calling Traoré a modern-day Thomas Sankara, the revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso in the 1980s, who also resisted foreign exploitation. And here's where the story gets even deeper. By issuing that ultimatum, Traoré was also sending a signal to his allies in the Sahel Alliance. Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso have already formed a historic pact to resist Western control and reclaim their resources. The blocking of illegal gold exports could become a model for the entire region. Imagine if every African country did the same. The global balance of power would shift overnight. But of course, the risks are enormous. Stopping powerful foreign interests doesn't come without consequences. Sanctions, covert operations, and destabilization attempts could follow. Traore knows this. History has shown what happens to African leaders who resist exploitation, from Patrice Lumumba to Muammar Gaddafi. But he also knows the cost of doing nothing: endless poverty for his people. So what happens now? The 72-hour ultimatum has already sent shockwaves. Some companies froze their shipments. Others rushed to renegotiate contracts directly with the government, hoping to avoid being banned. And across Africa, leaders are watching closely. Will they find the courage to do the same, or will they continue to let their resources be stolen? This event has exposed a secret that the world didn't want to admit. Africa is not poor, it is being robbed. The gold, the uranium, the oil, it is all there fueling the prosperity of others. Traore's ultimatum ripped off the mask, showing ordinary Africans where their wealth has been going. And that is why this moment could change everything. If one leader can block exploitation, others can follow. If one country can reclaim its gold, others can too. The question now is not just what the trucks were carrying or what Trump's allies were planning. It's whether Africa will finally rise to claim what belongs to it. Captain Ibrahim Traoré has drawn a line in the sand. The world is watching. The West is worried. And Africans are beginning to hope. Because sometimes all it takes is 72 hours to expose decades of lies.